Bill Bixby. Picture a kid who would rather risk a scandal than swallow his truth. That was Bill Bixby at 13, sneaking a slingshot into choir robes and firing off a shot at a bishop during service. He paid for it with shame at home, but that moment showed something essential. Bill didn't bow to authority when his gut said otherwise. Growing up hungry through the Depression, watching his mother hustle jobs to keep the family afloat, he learned to fight for his chances. Bill scraped and hustled lifeguard shifts, leftover hotel food, acting classes paid for with every spare dollar. One small gamble, $75 on a bus ticket to perform in Detroit, turned into a modeling job, then stage scouts, then steady TV work. He learned set life the hard way. Long days, tiny pay, and the brutal churn of studio systems. He wanted more than a funny sitcom face. He wanted truth in performance. That hunger pushed him to direct. He cared about the emotional core of a scene, not cheap spectacle. So when a new, darker take on a familiar comic book figure came up, Bill insisted it be serious, raw, lonely, human. He was stubborn about tone. He wanted pain on the screen, not jokes. That insistence changed the show and, more importantly, the people working on it. Lou Ferrigno. Enter Lou Ferrigno, a 21-year-old bodybuilder, fresh from contests, with a thunderous presence and zero acting experience. Lou also happened to be hard of hearing. Imagine walking onto a chaotic set. Hours of makeup ahead, appliances glued to your face, and the world mostly speaking around you. Terrifying doesn't cover it. People assumed Bill and Lou barely connected on screen. But the truth, finally shared by Lou, is a lot more human. Bill didn't just act opposite Lou, he quietly became his teacher and protector. Off camera, Bill would sit with Lou for hours, showing him how to move, what to feel, how to turn fury into expression. He coached body language when words failed, rehearsing transformations and pauses until Lou could match the emotion without hearing every line. He guarded Lou's hearing aids from the paint, arranged for makeup breaks, and shielded him from the grind of endless shoots. That set was brutal. Makeup took hours. Lou sometimes sat in green paint for most of a day. On the pilot, he endured an all-night 20-hour session. The schedule stretched into 12 14-hour days, and the crew rotated through exhaustion and illness. People quit, but Bill kept showing up, steady and kind, coaching Lou through scenes and the greed of the grind. He even acted out Banner's pre-transformation feelings for Lou, so the big man could mirror them physically. No words needed, just presence. This wasn't mentorship for credit or camera time. It was patient, unglamorous labor, staying after, explaining subtext, protecting Lou's dignity. Lou later called Bill a father figure. That's not hyperbole. Bill filled a gap Lou didn't know he had. Someone to translate emotions into craft and to make the set feel like a place one could get through, not be broken by. Loss made Bill tender in ways audiences never saw. Everything changed in 1981 when his 6-year-old son, Christopher, died suddenly after a throat infection on a ski trip. The grief was the kind that hollows someone out. Within months, Christopher's mother took her own life. Bill was left with an ache so deep he described years of rage and confusion. Yet, he kept working. Directing, acting, mentoring, they became his lifeboats. He poured what little he had into helping others stay afloat. Bill's final years were a study in stubborn grace. Diagnosed with prostate cancer in 1991, he kept working through treatments and pain, directing episodes mere days before his death. Colleagues watched him show up when most would have given up. He hid his suffering, focused on the work and on people, including Lou. So, the story of those two men is not about who wore the green paint best. It's about an unexpected friendship, stitched together from discipline, sorrow, and a simple human vow. I will teach you what I know. I will keep you safe from what I can. We often romanticize mentorship as glamorous advice over coffee. This was different. It was late-night blocking sessions. It was Bill learning to translate feelings into gestures Lou could copy. It was carrying an inexperienced man through professional humiliation so he could stand tall the next morning. It was protecting hearing aids from a makeup sponge. One small act that saved someone's ability to connect with the world. It was teaching someone how to be seen when the world wanted only spectacle. And here's the catch. Bill's gift wasn't just technique. He gave Lou permission to be more than a thing of muscle and makeup. He gave him a way to be human on screen. In return, Lou gave Bill a presence, a living reminder that his stubborn insistence on truth and dignity mattered. They rescued each other in different ways, from loneliness and from the industry's tendency to chew people up. Which is why, when Bill died, the world didn't just lose an actor. It lost a quiet force of mentorship who built a private scaffolding behind the camera. And when Lou shared the truth decades later, he didn't seek attention. He told a human story, that beneath the prosthetic and the green, they were two flawed people holding each other up. So, what's the lesson for us sitting here now? Fame and spectacle might make headlines, but the real work, the thing that lasts, is showing up for someone when no one's watching. Teaching someone who's terrified. Washing paint off an ear guard. Sitting in the dark after a terrible day and rehearsing a breath. Small, steady acts of care are the ones that change lives. And maybe that's why Bill Bixby's legacy still feels alive, not just in reruns or in trivia, but in the quiet ways actors remember being treated. Decades later, crew members still talk about how he noticed when someone looked tired or scared, how he'd take time between takes to explain camera angles or help a new grip learn the ropes. He didn't chase fame. He built people. Every set he worked on turned into a small classroom, where kindness was the rule and perfection came second to patience. Lou Ferrigno once said, "Bill didn't just teach me acting, he taught me how to believe in myself." That might be the most powerful kind of directing there is. If you liked this version of the story, hit like, subscribe, and stick around for more. We'll keep digging into the weird, sad, and surprising ways people look out for each other when the lights go down.